Happy Monday, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. I certainly enjoyed mine. Today I'm going to be talking about love, one of my specialties. But I'm not just going to be talking about love. I'm also going to be talking about self love. And that's become one of my specialties as well, I believe. I've been working on it. And I know why in the Bible it says love covers a multitude of sin. It's so many things that love can get you in and out of, including with your own self. Yep, including with your own self. As time goes on, you may learn self love one way, but as you mature, if it's incorrect uh, or if it's lacking in any area, then certain things kick in inside of you. You know, your maturity a lot of times kicks in with your self respect, your regard for your property and your children, you know. Certain things kick in, instinctive nature, like even with the animals in the jungle, they're not communicating, saying to uh, each other, uh, okay, uh, if a lion come around when you grow, you're going to have to protect your youth, or you decide when to mate, or those are things that instinctively kick in. Of course, of course, they watch and see different things, but even if they didn't, certain things just do. I noticed that dealing with older patients as a caregiver, I noticed that a lot of things they forget. But the things that they remember are the joyful times in their lives. Those are the things that they really remember, care to remember, care to talk about. And as they talk about those joyful times, they're always in a good place. A good place like I didn't mean to upload those short. A good place like they them themselves. They are talking about their responses to how they met their husbands or their wives. They're talking about how they felt with their grandchildren, how often they saw their grandchildren, things like that. And it's not even a question if they, in those times, love themselves. It's just apparent. And When you get saved, it's like a natural honeymoon phase. Like you feel a certain zeal that comes over you. Like you just want to tell everybody about how you feel, how overwhelmingly excited you feel. Um, and of course, you things start happening opposite of that. But when you think of the changes that's starting to be made in your life, you are really, it's like a honeymoon phase. You are really excited about what's to come. Like the possibilities are now endless. And it's not until you start making your outward changes. Um, if you come up against what you naturally know, the people that you know, the way that you've learned how to worship and different things like that, that's when you not might, that's when you will start having problems. But the actual act of being saved, the actual act of a spiritual awakening, is not two in the same. Mine didn't happen at the same time, but I'll keep my eye on this thing. It didn't happen at the same time, but though I have experienced a lot, um, the good just really over completely overweighs the bad. Because even before you find your purpose, you start feeling purposeful. And as I was, doing my TikToks, those are things, that's something I love doing. And I really felt that I made a big difference in the world, um, in creating a different focus when COVID was going on and different things. And not only did I feel like I was making a difference in the world, but I was definitely making a difference to myself as a positive outlet for myself. And I was watching this psychologist. His name is Carl Jung, and he is an expert on empath. Well, he was. He was before his time, and now they use his image for AI, and they just promote all these videos. And I was really into it. I was like watching video after video. So I was like, oh, so the dialect of this, counteracts this and this. So I got all serious for a minute, and I'm like, you know what? So what? Maybe I needed to be needed. So in the act of my intentions was good. It was pure. My intentions was pure to, yes, be um have a positive outlet and to um provide laughter in little pockets of of a minute, thought provoking stuff you probably wouldn't have had thought of. And it just take a minute, and then it seems like it's just a fleeting moment in time. But one moment in time, 1 minute in time can change the whole course of your life. And I think it's all about your perspective. I think it's really about how you feel. your how you feel your contribution has played out. And when you get into all the depth of everything and why this means this and why this means that, it really takes so much fun out of life. I was watching this well, I had did this here skit, and the guy came to the hotel late, and um the lady he woke the lady up, and she comes and she's like, she's smoking a cigarette. While she typing in his information, she's smoking a cigarette or whatever. And he's like, I heard, I know cigarettes that'll kill. He said, no, that'll kill you. And she was like, my grandmother lived to be 92 years old. He was like, smoking cigarettes. She was like, no, minding her damn business. It's all about perspective. You can get hung up on some things, and they really just, for informational purposes, don't really make a difference one way or another. If you are enjoying yourself, if you are not bothering nobody and handling your business and, you know, checking off your check, not little, but checking out all your check marks of what needs to be accomplished for you and yours, it's all good, right? I think self-love is discovering who you are as a person and giving yourself room to grow, not being so tough on yourself, not being so tough on people. 'Cause nobody is given a how-to book of how to live. We know our rights and wrongs. We know what we should and should not do. But when it's all said and done, when God comes in your life and He's on your side, if you're doing, if you're there, it's so funny to me, boy. I tell you, Lord Jesus, they funny. But if you're doing um if you stand on your right path, when I say I don't go on an enemy's property, that I don't mean that I don't go certain places in the world. I mean, I live a fearless life. I go where I want, when I want. When I say that, I mean when I step out of bounds from what the path the Lord tells me to be on. When He say don't do this and I do it anyway, then I play at my own risk. But nothing outside of His will is something that's my will anyway, because there's nothing that's on a need to do basis outside of His will. Um, and of course, I need to take care of my son, but He's not going to direct me in any path that wouldn't be even better for him. And um, The best thing that's happened to me has been my spiritual awakening. And it might sound so critical when I get on talking about different things that's happened in my life or whatever. It might sound so critical and just outrageous and everything, but it's I think our lives go according to what our purpose is. And as things unfold, time really tells the story why things had to be a certain way for certain people, why um, you know, I think a lot of my past has really prepared me for my spiritual warfare because it's really made me even in the numbness that I've experienced from such extreme hurt in different situations has made me more prepared for different things that I face. It don't seem, when I say it out my mouth, it sounds like, dang, that sounds so strange. But it's really a relief to me because, like, if you imagine fighting a battle most of your life and there's no rhyme or reason, and then it's just like, but when you find out, when I found out, I was like, oh, this as stuff start coming back to me. Some things that make me mad. Ain't that nothing they was playing on? But some things would be like, oh my God, I can't believe I fell for that. I cannot believe it. And some things are actually funny, and some things are really not funny at all, but tolerable. And and I don't know why my stuff act up when I get online. Don't be no other time. I made sure to extra blow my nose today because I noticed I get stopped up when I get online. Mm. I'm like, make sure you. But anyway, I I wanted to tell you guys about a testimony. Okay, it's not going to be too extreme. Okay, just chill. So this is something that's funny, but it was it's also spiritual warfare. Okay, so a long time ago, I had this here bed that I ordered, right? So the bed, the bed came in, it was rolled up, and on the thing it said hazard. Um, it had a big orange thing on there, and I remember seeing the orange thing when we opened the box. Me and my ex, we opened the box together, and it was this big orange sticker on there, right? And so I was like, "You got it from here?" And he was like, "Yeah, I got it." So before we started getting the bed situated, we was broken up by this time. But I had asked him to come put the bed together for me because it was too heavy for me to pull the box, open the box, and set it up or whatever, the mattress or whatever. So he was before we had started, he's like asking me why why I broke up with him. And I wouldn't tell him because I wanted to get the bed up and I knew he was gonna get mad, start an argument. But I knew the pattern of if I would have said something, then he would have started arguing and then left. So I was just like, I'm not telling him. I'm not telling him why. So I didn't tell him. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, so we all good, right? So as we get the bit, I'm like, so you good? He's like, yeah. So then he calls me back in the room. He was like, hey, I need your help. I'm like, okay, what? He was like, stand right here. This is something that's popped back up in my mind after I was getting, when I was doing the work and they was talking, the psychiatrist was talking online, and he was like, um, you'd be offending the person and you won't even know it. And it seemed like just getting mad for nothing, but actually you be done offended them 3 or 4 times before they find a reason to argue. So it might seem like they start an argument out of nowhere, but they're not. They're actually been offended a few times and then they found a reason to argue. So when I heard this, I thought directly of this. And this is the kind of thing when I was doing my work or whatever, journaling and trying to figure out different stuff, connect the dots, connect dreams and all this stuff. When I say I was doing work, I mean I was really doing the work. I was like not playing about it. And I'm sure you found that out about me by now that I overdo everything. So he's like, here, come stand right here. I'm like, okay. He's like, okay, now we're gonna roll it. And when I start rolling it, I'm gonna go back this way, and you're just gonna like hold it right there. And I'm like, okay. So I'm standing there and I'm holding it, and he cuts the top of it. He takes his knife and he cuts the top of it, and boom, the thing shoots out and throws me back to the wall. Now, mind you, I saw the orange sign on there when we first uh pulled it out, but I didn't pay no attention. You know how you see those signs? Hey, how you doing? And you know how you see those signs on there and you be like, it's just a caution, okay, no big deal. But he saw the sign and he actually read it. Now I saw the sign, but I'm like, so what? He about to set it up, don't matter. So he had taken the sign off, and I still didn't think about it. So it threw me. He's like, "Hey, baby, you all right? You all right, baby? You all right?" He acting all concerned and stuff. My oldest son's like, "Mom, you okay?" He came in there. He's like, "Mom, you all right?" I'm like, "I'm okay. I'm okay." Getting up between the frames where he done put the bed together. I'm all getting up between the frame. I done broke a piece of the wood. Like, I'm okay. He's like, "Oh man, I feel bad." And I'm like, it's okay. It was a mistake. It's a mistake. It's no big deal. My head all hurt. And he was like, you all right? I'm like, yeah. He was like, you look like you need to sit down. I was like, I need to lay down. I'm like, I'm gonna talk to you later. He's like, I'm gonna finish putting this up and then I'll get on out of here. I'm like, okay. So when he got ready to go, and I was still cordial with him and everything, even though we wasn't together. We was still, cool, whatever. So I gave him a hug goodbye, and lo and behold, the sticker stuck to me. It was in his pocket, but it stuck to me. And I'm like, what in the world? And I was like, got this here sticker. He's, oh, that just came with the thing or whatever. But I saw the image of the person, and it was doing like this. So when I was watching all this stuff doing my work, right, it was like how they'd be mad at you for saying something and be done injured their um ego or their mask or something, and you would just be talking. You would just be being for real, and you don't be thinking nothing of it. It's something you would say to anybody else. And so as I was doing my work, I was like, oh, so now as I be thinking about little stuff here and there about perspective, when I had started connecting the dots about different things, some things made me actually laugh at myself because I'm like, I can't believe that I didn't connect the fact that he was upset and that the sticker was stuck to him because he actually took it off so I wouldn't see it. He knew exactly where for me to stand so it could throw me. I'm glad I wasn't hitting my head or something. But um then after you start thinking about stuff, you start thinking about different things. And actually, because it's done and over with, because uh so much time has passed and so much stuff has happened since then, because you still alive and because you really didn't suffer anything, whereas they really suffered a real injury, um you know torment of the mind, because also the psychiatrist or whatever, was talking about how one thing that was really, really hard for them is for them to be feeling like you are continuing a friendship with them or staying cool with them because you still harbor feelings for them. So they feel like you're keeping a door open. But as he was asking me different questions, and I was just like, just in what we just, it's not one particular reason. It's several, we just not compatible. Little stuff I was saying was actually really getting to them. And then as time went on, they saw I was only being cool with them because I'm just a cool person, not because I was trying to continue anything with them. And uh as you move on, and that certain things that come to you, and then you see the pattern so many times, and you just wonder how you could have missed in your self-love journey, how you could have missed. So my thing is, when spiritual warfare start coming and all you having is some dreams, and you actually know what's coming on, I mean, what the purpose is, you actually know that people are doing astral projection or whatever they do. Then it's just like, okay. And so then when you know you're on unfamiliar ground, just like when you go, some people, they go to jail, and the first thing that they do is link up with Muslims. A guy who can't fight, he'll link up with some Muslims. They can fight. They ain't gonna let nobody attack their brother. Somebody else might link up with some skinheads. They know they can fight. They ain't gonna let nobody mess with them. But as soon as they get out of jail, then you'll see if they was for real or not, because they'll either stay in the religion or not. They'll fade away from it. But they link up. But when you are a spiritual person in the first place, your link up is with God. Your link up is I'm gonna say with your higher power. My God is my God. So your link up is different. Be like, wait a minute, I'm in unfamiliar territory here. I don't. Okay, you're not gonna be going and like on foreign territory like where's okay. I need a psychic to tell me their future so I can find a way to fight them. No, you go when you're a spiritual person, not a spiritual person as far as some people say they're spiritual, but what they really should be saying is that they are minions. But I say I'm spiritual because I'm talking about God, things of God, not the things of little g God. I'm talking about big G God. And so, um, see, uh, you be offending them, and you just be saying real stuff. You be just talking real. You ain't thinking about offending nobody. You ain't got no intentions one way or another because you just talking real, deal Holyfield. You just talking. But in my self love journey, the thing has been mostly getting educated about the things that the you cannot just be watching a lot of stuff about demonic spirits and different omens and all that stuff. You can't unless you're led or something is brought to your attention or something like that. And you got to pray before you watch certain things. You got to guard your eye gates, your heart gates, and all that. So it's a lot of stuff I would just not watch. That is so funny. This here place is so funny to me. Oh my God. I am just tripping out. I'm not going to say nothing though, but anyway, I just got an alert and I'm not going to say nothing this time. But anyway, um, some things is just so funny. It's not even worth mentioning no more. But anyway, the self love is, yeah, and so some things you're gonna guard your eye gates, your heart gates, and everything. But the biggest war that you have is in yourself because you find that people who are 30 years old are educating you about stuff they've been learning for a long time, and you have let all these things, different things happen, and you didn't connect a pattern. And not only that, you were still under some type of fog. And when you find out what's going on, it's the part where you find out what's going on that's such a relief that it don't feel as hard as it sounds. When you start talking about the warfare and stuff, it sounds real hard. But then when you tell about the stuff that you've been through in your life, when I tell about the real stuff I've been through as not knowing myself, not being prepared, knowing spiritual warfare, not learning the full armor, not being able to guard myself or even understand what's what. I've been having a lot of dreams lately. And um when those things come, then it makes life even harder because it's like no escape, uh, even when you go to sleep. But when you know what's going on, then it's be like, oh, man, I forgot to put on my spiritual armor before I had went to bed. Oh man, I should have prayed last night. Or oh man, God told me to fast. Man, I forgot I was supposed to fast on Sunday. Okay, I'm gonna fast for 2 days. Or um, oh, that's why God had me fast. Okay. And he'll just let you see a little bit. It's like last night, I had to fast yesterday. This week I had to fast. And last night I started having a dream and something that hardly ever happens. I heard myself talking in the dream. And I was saying no. And I saw this big old finger in my dream, and the finger was a person. And I saw someone else in my dream, and it looked like it was about to be a bad dream. But something that hardly ever happens is my son knocked on my door when I was asleep because he stays up real late. It's the summer. I keep forgetting it's summer vacation. And he knocks on my door, and I'm like, he wakes me up out the dream. And I had to fast yesterday morning. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I need some water. I'm like, okay, get you the water. And I had forgot I had only a few bottles of it left, so I had put it on the counter. He like at room temperature, and I put few on the counter in the bag, and I had the rest I had put in the refrigerator, and then I had to. So I was like, they on the counter, and he woke me up out my sleep. So I feel like that was a part of the reason why I had to fast yesterday. And it's just like we're prepared for stuff to happen, and everybody's religion isn't. mind, and everybody isn't going to understand different things. And some things might sound extreme to certain people, or some people might hear this and be like, hey, let me check out what astral projection is or whatever. But um, it's all about um, it's all about your perception of things. And I'm really happy that I have fought the battle. I mean, fought the war, and my journey is. I mean, we're in spiritual warfare. I mean, if you don't see that or believe that, then you're not really paying attention to the times. And if you don't understand or see that, some people are worse than ever and happy about it, more vocal than ever about being a mean or a person who's bad or whatever, then maybe you're not, maybe it's just not affecting you, but it's signs everywhere that shows me. And thank you for the like. I appreciate you tuning in and going the extra mile to come in and take your time to watch. I appreciate anyone who's watching, and I really hope, I'm sure that you're getting something out of it because you wouldn't be led here. Yesterday, I felt tempted to do something last night because old habits die hard. And that is, I'm like, you know what? This is what I always do with people usually. If I see that something isn't working, or if I see that someone is really toward, not now, let me confirm and let me let you guys know. When I was younger, if my son would have stood up to me the way he did, the way I told you guys, then there would have been a totally different response. It would have been a totally different response. I am not a pushover. I have not always been a pushover. Um, Something happened when I moved to Augusta. Something happened, and then also my spiritual walk has changed a lot about me. But not just that, I'm saying certain situations I would have had responded differently. I have not always been a pushover. And some people might watch my material and be like, Max, like that was my dancer name. I have it on my arm here, and they know me to be a different person because I was more of a fighter. I was really a fighter, and I wouldn't just take anything. I would really speak up for myself and everything. And it wasn't as much as it was the culture as it was for me being myself. It was the culture because if you didn't stand up for yourself, you wouldn't been able to go nowhere by yourself because simply because you would be a mark. You would be somebody who's easily attacked, and you would be someone who's you know uh really on the outs. You whack. But all that to say, my personal journey has been a lot more. uh oh no, let me tell you what I was going to do last night. So as I was going to sleep, back to sleep, I was thinking to myself, you know what, um well, the Lord told me not to do certain things, so he told me to just, you know, he's going to handle certain things. So I'm not going to say certain things, but I'm going to say this. You just say I can say this. So I was gonna be like, come to you guys and be like, you know what, guys? I know why I'm not getting no views, and it's because YouTube is a family format, and